Hi there, it's Bert from NextGenSEO, and I want to talk about something that we run into all the time with our clients. And I always get the question about what's so important about local. Why should I bother about optimizing for local search? Why should I be focused on doing anything at all with enhancing my website or my presence as it pertains to local and mobile search? And of course, that's it's a legitimate question because most websites and most companies and most businesses are lagging a little bit when it comes to just how quickly the search landscape is changing. So I'm going to speak very briefly about that. And what I'm going to show you here are some statistics because I like numbers. Numbers don't lie. So I'm going to pull up some statistics that are going to explain exactly why local search and local search optimization is so important. It's not important from the perspective of companies like mine, like NextGenSEO, that are offering SEO services, and it's not from the perspective of businesses themselves. It's from a customer perspective. It's from those customers who are actually driving what's going on in Google, because remember, Google is only responding to its own customers, and its customers are telling it very, very clearly how they want to go about doing search. So we're going to talk about that right now. So just give me a chance here. I'm going to pull up this little slideshow that I've done, and we're going to talk about that right now. All right. So why exactly is local search so important? Why does it matter, and why really does it matter that you should be optimizing for local search? Well, number one, 82% of local searchers follow up online via an in-store visit, phone call, or purchase. Okay, 82% of people who do a local search end up at your doorstep. Now, just think about how important that is for a minute, or forget about how important it is. Just think how much of a contrast it is to a typical web visit, a typical visit to your website. All right. Do 82% of the people who visit your website end up in your store? Well, if that were the case, you wouldn't need to be listening to me. You'd be lying on a beach somewhere, watching pretty girls drive Ferraris off the end of your dock into the water just for fun. No, that doesn't happen with your site, but it does happen if people find you using a local search. So that's why it's so important. There's a vast and fundamental difference between a typical web surfer, someone sitting in front of a desktop, Googling you and finding you, or someone walking around with a mobile phone doing a local search. So this is number one. This should have your attention. Okay, number two, 74% of internet users perform local searches. So if your response when I said 82% of local searchers are going to end up on your doorstep, and you said, well, that doesn't matter, there's only one in 10 million people who are actually doing a local search. So, 1 in 10 million, 82% of that is still one person. It doesn't matter. Well, that isn't the case. The truth here is that 74% of people who are actually online or using the internet in some way, shape, or form are using and performing local searches. So that means that if you choose to ignore local search, or you're not optimizing for local search, or you decide that local search doesn't pertain to you or isn't important, you are basically cutting yourself off from 3/4 of the people who are online right now. Now, that is a massive amount of potential business. That's a massive amount of potential new customers and clients. And it's also cutting you off from your existing customers. That means that your chance to follow up with an existing customer, or in a metric I like to use, and I like to use it, lots of other people do, so it's not original to me, but the metric I'm talking about is the long-term customer value. So if you choose to drive your long-term customer value down by cutting yourself off from your majority of customers, then basically you're driving your business into a big black hole. So this is why this is important. 82% of local searchers follow up online, and the vast majority of people on the internet are using local search. Okay, now this should really get your attention. 61% of local searches result in a purchase. So that means that people who find you using some form of local search, want to buy something from you. They want to come to your store or to your place of business or to wherever you're offering your service or product, and they want to give you their money. So, I mean, of course, assuming that there's value in the exchange, but that's a different question. So 62% of people who are doing a local search want to spend money. So that, again, is fundamentally different than other people who are looking online. Other people who are looking online are not necessarily looking to spend money. But because the majority of local searches result in a purchase, that means they are necessarily, the majority, 61%, is necessarily looking to spend money. So that's a massive, massive flag that somebody should be raising in front of your store, because local search translates directly into your bottom line. Now, this is also really important. 59% of consumers use Google every month to find a reputable local business. Now, what that is telling you is that consumers are using local search to determine if you're worth doing business with. So this isn't word of mouth. This isn't a recommendation from a friend. This is Google telling them who they should be going to. So if you're appearing at the top of local search, or if you're in the Magic 7 or any one of those things, that's an endorsement from Google that says these people are worth doing business with. So if you're concerned at all about your reputation and which I'm sure you are, and if you're concerned about your reputation online, which you should be, then you should understand that it's Google telling your potential customers and your existing customers if they should be A, doing business with you, or B, continue to do business with you. So Google is now the preferred, or Google and the search results are the preferred methodology, or the preferred mode where people decide if they want to do business with you. It's basically a trust factor. Google, they place their trust in Google, and then Google places its trust in you. So you have to follow, you need to follow that chain if you're going to take advantage of the fact that nearly 60% of your customers are deciding whether or not they should land at your doorstep based on what Google is saying. Now, lastly, the internet, people, geeks like me and nerds like me, have been waiting for this number to come out. This number says that more people are doing mobile searches than people who are doing searches on desktops. That means that mobile is, in terms of Google, is more important than desktop search. And mobile search has, because mobile search has overtaken desktop search, it means that Google is shaping everything that they're doing and everything they're going to do moving forward towards mobile search. So businesses that want to take advantage of the fact that Google is ready, willing, and able to send them customers and new business need to understand how important mobile-friendly websites are, and far more importantly, how critical it is to the long-term viability of their business to be found on local search. So yeah, there's the numbers. The numbers don't lie. I didn't make them up. You can go find them yourself. And in a nutshell, this is why you need to optimize for local search. This is why you need to pay attention to local search. This is why you need to understand what it is that mobile search can do for you. And if you can understand what Google is actually offering, is basically handing you on a silver platter, then there's no reason in the world why you wouldn't decide that this is something that you want to engage in, and engage in the form of optimizing, and then making sure that your local search results reflect your actual business. So what I mean by that is, your address and your phone number and all those things that Google uses to drive the Magic 7 and your citations and all that kind of thing. So yeah, why optimize for local search? Well, there's the numbers right there. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you soon.